welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to give another update, but unfortunately Windows decided to have a complete hissy fit on me, so I had to basically start my computer from scratch. All I can say is thank God for Microsoft OneDrive, otherwise I'd have lost everything. So as you can see here, we've actually got the tile set we made last time. Well, not the exact tile set. I actually did lose that one, so I've had to redo that. And as you can see, I've redrawn the 8-bit pieces of grass just there. Spread them around a little bit so that when you actually do tile something like that, it's not going to look too uniform because, well, grass doesn't look uniform. So the next thing that we're going to be doing, this section here and this section here, is we need to create a dirt texture, because as you know, we do have dirt paths quite often, and we can have areas where we just place dirt. So that's the next thing that we need to be getting on with. So first of all, I'm going to show you different ways of actually drawing the... Oh, helps when I zoom in the right way, guys, doesn't it? So just set that back to 32 pixels for the moment. So this square here, we're going to be doing some dirt. So the first thing we need to do is get a nice brown. So if we go over to the colour selector, yeah, I think that will be about right, perhaps a bit darker. We don't need it too dark, because if it's going to go with grass that's that colour, we're going to need it to be a little bit lighter. So first of all, if I use this as my base colour, let's just get that in there. And then what we do, shift it over to be slightly darker. Not much darker, only a little bit. Let's get the redrawing pen, and we can of course put some, there's those little cracks in the dirt as if it's dried out. And I will say, if you do it this way, the important thing is keep on the same line over to this side, and we do that so that it's going to tile correctly. Otherwise you'll end up with it not tiling properly, and well, there's nothing worse. So we go like this. Oh, nope, didn't want it going all the way up there. That's one thing you do have to be careful of. Too uniform. You do need to watch out for that. If something's not looking quite natural, then it won't look very good. That comes all the way over to here. We can just do that. Join that piece up to there. As you can see, we're beginning to get a nice little texture going here. Now, the important thing to remember when you do these types of textures is that you can apply filters to it, and you can actually reuse something like this within different textures without it looking completely stupid. I think I'm going to put that like that, because we don't want one great big massive part when it tiles, you see. When that goes there, Always remember it has to come down to here. We'll do this. As I say, we don't want a great big splodge. I'm going to put that like that. And of course the rest now, we just need to fill in different parts here, because in grey you could actually reuse a texture like this for something like cobblestone, and that's going to save you an absolute ton of time, trust me, because it does take quite a while to actually do the pixel art. So anything that you can do that's going to save you a bit of time, I'd recommend doing, really. So this is going to get us a nice texture here. And we'll fill that like that. So as you see, that's gotten us quite a nice little pattern. So what I need to do here, copy paste, and we'll bring that over to there. And as you can see, that tile's like that. And now before I copy paste again, I've got to remember I have to merge my layers. That is Control and E. And to copy paste, it's Control C, Control V. You move this one down, and that shows you there that it tiles. But you might have noticed I made one little mistake here. So all we have to do to stop that mistake from being there is go like that. As you can see, that's where I did it. There and there. And now we know that this should tile perfectly with the one above. Let's do it again. This should give us the full dirt auto tile. So let's zoom out. And that's some dirt there. You could of course just do it in, just plain brown, but again, that's a bit on the lazy side really. I'd kind of move away from doing something like that. So next things next, how do we make an actual dirt path, say from just using the one auto tile, which would give you of course these very hard corners. We'd like to avoid that. So what we're going to do here, we need to use this grass tile. So we'll take the grass tile, just like that. Copy and paste. We'll move this into this square here. Always remember to merge your layers after you've done something like that. And now let's take a look. The 16. This is good. Now that's the centre there where the auto tile is going to be. So the first thing I need to do is to grab that there, click on delete. Then you go to 8 pixels and you want to delete that part, and you also want to delete this part here. Oh, wait, like that. Now all we need to do is to round these corners here. So as you can see, that's still a very hard edge about there, so we get the painting tool. Oh, and just to let you know, make sure you're on the pixel art brush setting. That sets it automatically to the size of a single pixel. And when it's on the eraser function like this, you go 2 and 2, then 1, 1, and like that, you see. And we do exactly the same thing on each of these 4 corners. And that will make sure that when you actually do use this as an auto tile, you're not going to get these harsh corners, because let's face it, that's the last thing that you need going on right there. So let's just get these 2 here done. That one and this one over here. Let's get the block fill. And then for the ones above, hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. Set it back to 16 for a moment. You can see that just right there, can't you? Right, for the moment, what I'm going to do is just delete that part here, because the way we can make the icon very quickly, copy paste, and remember, after each time you do this, you are going to have to merge your layers. Like I just didn't, just as I was telling you. Because this is going to make your life a lot quicker and easier, trust me. Nobody wants to create extra work for themselves. So merge layer, copy paste. And we just take that up to there. Oh, there we go. Right, and then the final corner of the icon. Get that one done. And again, we'll take this up to here. Right, now for this part here, what you've got to remember is that is for when you're turning the auto tile, and obviously you need the corners, just the corners here taken out. So what we do, we go back to the 8 like that. And if I'll just show you actually on one of my others. So if we just open, hold on, it might take a little bit longer with the fact I'm running this. Just like this, so let me just open that so that you can see. This is part of what I had stored on OneDrive. Fortunately, all of my final versions of tilesets were all actually stored inside my project file. Like this. So, as you can see, for instance, on these examples here, you just have the parts that we actually cut out on that one. You need to keep them. Need to keep those parts as being that, like that, you see. See, this is sand on grass. The middle is meant to be sand. The corners are meant to be the grass. So if we go back, just have a little look again. Yeah. So in order to have a look at what to get rid of, we do this again. You do one there, and you again do this one here. And of course, when it comes to smoothing it out, precisely the same as last time, you just keep it on that setting. 1, 2, and then delete that. And you have to do this on all of the corners, just like before. That's the top 2 done, so we're now going to do this bottom 2 here. Exactly the same as what we did for the top. And then again. Right, okay, that part's done. So to make the auto tile, the first thing I'll have to do is to copy and paste that lot. So let's go back to the 32 tile set. There we go. Copy paste. So we're bringing that onto down there. And then we go up to this auto tile here. Now what I should recommend doing, first of all, because you will need this again for the cobblestone texture, so of course we're going to copy and paste that. And what I would recommend doing, for at least for the short term, is just pop this template here out of the way. So I'm just going to put it in the far corner for now, so that we don't have to worry about that. So if we put it there, you know that that's stored, you know it's out the way. So we get back to here, and we'll grab this, merge layers, copy paste, and this one going to bring all the way down and pop it on here. Now as you can see, it's lined up perfectly. Let's get rid of that. And of course we can now get rid of this because we've got a copy of it saved at the other side, which we will need for future use. So if I just hold on, if I don't merge my layers I can't delete it. Now I have. And on the tile set, I'll just grab this and I'll stick it up there by the grass, which is where it would generally be within the A2 tile set, regardless of which way you would go about that. So that's all my layers merged. And of course I should be able to move this when that's right. So, okay, my computer's been a little bit slow. That's because of all the programs I actually have running at the moment. Because I've got this running, I've got my screen recorder running. Thankfully it doesn't take up as much of the CPU or as much of the RAM as my previous version did. And basically that's how you do these type of auto tiles. And when you import that into RPG Maker, it means you can then make the path and it's not going to look a complete mess. Now, I did say there was other potential textures you could use for the grass. You could make it speckly. You know, if you think about the way that the Minecraft texture works, you could do that. Again, you could just do the plain. Basically, however you think that it would be best. You don't have to use the light colours that I have. You may use darker colours. It really depends on what your personal style is, what you'd prefer to do with it, but that's how I'm doing it as an example so that I can show you quickly and simply. And so for the next episode, what I'm going to be showing you is how we turn this into cobblestone, because I'm sure a lot of you'd like to know that. I'll stick to the basic 8-bit style for the purpose of making this tile set. You don't have to, you can do it whichever way you think is going to look better for your projects. What I'm just giving you here is basically examples of what you could do and how it would look if you did. So your tile set might look totally different from mine, and if so, well, that's good. That's your own creativity. And with that said, I'll just say thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe if you want to see a little bit more of this kind of content. And the next episode is not going to be another week because somehow I can't see Windows crashing again within that time. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.